It's a Tuesday morning in Miss Johnson's classroom, and the class is being taught about the parts of the brain. It all seems like a lot of information for one of Miss Johnson's students, May, to remember, and she decides to ask a question.
Professor, why are we learning this when I won't be able to remember all of this information after you are finished teaching?
Well, do you know how memory is formed? Memory is formed through the process of memory encoding. Let's take a little break to dive into the different types of memory that we have and the process of memory encoding itself. In this video, you will learn how to compare and contrast different types of memory, i.e. sensory, working, and others, along with being able to describe how memory encoding takes place. Human memory can be categorized into three types: sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Sensory memory is briefly, as in a fraction of a second, stored in the brain in its original forms, such as a touch sensation, smell, vision, sound, or taste. Short-term memory is limited and also deals with temporary storage of information in the brain. Long-term memory, on the other hand, can hold an unlimited amount of information for long periods of time. Long-term memory can further be divided into two categories: explicit memory and implicit memory. Explicit memory deals with conscious information like facts, events, concepts, and experiences. In contrast, implicit memory encompasses unconscious information like skills or tasks that we don't consciously think of when recalling.
Oh, okay. But how does the information get into our memory?
Well, memories are formed through the process of memory encoding. Encoding involves forming a memory code in order to store incoming information within the brain.
Like hitting a save on a computer file.
Exactly like hitting save on a computer file. Encoding first begins with perception. Perception is the identification, organization, and interpretation of any sensory information. For example, when you see a round orange object with black lines on it, you perceive it as a basketball. You are able to do this because you have prior knowledge stored in your long-term memory of what a basketball looks like. After information is perceived, it must be encoded in order for it to be transferred to short or long-term memory.
So why don't we always remember the information we learn?
Well, encoding is very important for helping you to be able to recall information that you've learned. However, encoding doesn't always take place when you are presented with information. But don't worry, there are ways to improve and strengthen encoding. For starters, if you want to successfully encode information you are learning or studying,